Got ourselves team 1 together with Bite. Gonna be first up, charging in. This is gonna be the Feral, or is it gonna be the it looks like it is gonna be the Demon Hunter, whether he wanted to or not. I don't even know if they had an idea of it's gonna be first. Full cleave up for Dante, but the Feral is able to escape it with a quick root and a regrowth behind the pillar. As Dante trying to see if he closes the gap, the Feral ends up getting the pounce on it before it darkens down as Dante under a ton of pressure. Oh no, the hunt! I understand what he was trying to do. He was trying to back up out of there and then go in for a full hunt, but he ended up kind of flipping off the platform. I think you're just dead. I think you're just done. Bleeds? No, bleeds have worn off. Metamorphosis, try to catch the Feral before he gets a proper go. Stun, needs to go for a full hunt right now to catch up any kind of healing. Huge damage onto Love Bite. Maybe this will be enough to live. Massive burst by the Demon Hunter, but Love Bite doesn't catch him in a badge. Love Bite's health bar almost went absolutely zeroed right now. That was a ton of damage, ton of pressure. Katarina charging in, trying to see if he can build up on a potential with a full touch of the magic onto Love Bite as she's walling this damage off. Feral form, trying to see if he can stay and get some bleeds up and running. He's still taking so much damage from the touch of the magic, more missiles flying in, able to root Katarina from a distance, but is still hurting a ton. Cat trying to see if he closes the gap. Gums of blinks that are going in for very aggro blinks with them interrupts, trying to keep Love Bite from being able to catch up any kind of healing, but it looks like the Feral should be able to get himself a proper escape behind the pillar. That is a tough one when you're trying to figure out like a way to deal with the Feral. Of course you want to save those blinks for any time the Feral goes to stun you, right? But man, you have to at some points you have to just get in there and try to see if you can pressure him. 10% dampening does give the Feral plenty of opportunity to heal up though, at least for the time being. He hasn't even used went through his all of his cooldowns yet, as what is it, the Heart of the Wild is still active. Interrupt onto that Convoke. Love Bite does get an opportunity to at least just get some damage. Maybe some call points built up from the Convoke. It is going to be a little bit tough to get that Convoke to get any full value, as Katarina in particular could just alter time a lot of your burst damage. She's just perfectly fine getting super low, and this is going to go for a big setup. Love Bite more just does avoid fruit. Is it fruit? Okay, at the fruit. It's fruit. Yeah, it's Fruity Dad. It is Fruity Dad. I was going to say, I'm going to call him Love Bite because that is his Feral Druid's name, just for the video purposes. But if you've seen Fruity Dad in these duels ever, this is Fruity Dad. Yeah, this is the guy. That's the same boy. I was thinking for a second like Love Bite. I think it's Fruity Dad. I think it's Fruity Dad. Just off the bat. Just off the bat. Master Fruit, that's the one. Oh, is it Master Fruit? Wait, is Fruity Dad and Master Fruit different people? А Fruity Dad и Master Fruit другие люди? Или то же самое? I have no idea. I'm trying to use a little bit of Russian here to get some info here, boys. But I'm gonna find out. I almost feel like they're the same person, but maybe it's a different guy altogether. Master Fruit? Okay, so it might be a different person then. Master Fruit, never mind. Fruity Dad, I think, is the Boomkin then. Maybe that's why I got him confused. Skull Bash onto Katarina's burst. Got himself a big touch of the magic. Still wants to have himself a proper go. Will not have all that damage backing up all that burst, but still got himself plenty of output, trying to keep the pressure going as Love Bite is going to back up out of there. Katarina going for shifting power. The Feral Druid doesn't even go for a bigger reset behind the pillar. Instead, he actually should have been maybe a little more aggressive with that shifting power. Should have just leapt in a little bit earlier. Maybe was thinking I'm going to back up, but saw that shifting power, saw the cooldown reduction, thought that maybe that is the time for him to get back in there and try to see if he can pounce the mage, trying not to get kicked as Katarina getting some blast out onto Fruity, but it's just going to be so much bleed, so much pressure. Katarina has to back up out of there. That prismatic berry is barely holding all through his bleeds, man. By the time it does any kind of recovery, it's just gone. He's just keeping that thing on cooldown. It's barely getting much value. Actual protected his health bar. Katarina does get a full reheal for the most part. Big above the spirit for Bite. It's going to be a kick out of Katarina with an ultra. She's got him some big defensives. Health doesn't really matter nearly as much, but still continue the pressure. Continuing the damage post. The shields, Arcana Sphere trying to knock it back. Is going to be a Skull Bash. Does kind of interrupt it when any Arcane is able to leap past the platform back onto the center of the arena. A full Arcade surges out and Love Bite just going to back up out of there. Doesn't want to get any aggressive. Is that like an interrupt? That was an attempt. Did you get precog just now? You actually got precog, didn't you? I mean, technically, I guess a melee could run precognition. Nothing really stops you from it, right? If somebody does end up juking a kick from you, or if you juke a kick, you do get immunity to CC for a short time. So I guess there's nothing negative about it. Full interrupt onto Bite. Is Katarina looking to get a couple of those arcane orbs around the corner? Ring of Frost to maybe zone out Bite. Goes in for Trinket. Arcana Sphere gonna knock that heal. He's trying to go for whatever zonal abilities he's got. I think he's just missing one in that full toolkit. I think he's missing Ring of Fire. Because if you have Ring of Frost, Ring of Fire, arcane orbs around the corner, and an Arcana Sphere, you got yourself the entire zonal setup. That means the enemy, if he goes behind the pillar, they can't really get a good recovery behind the pillar. You can continue to pressure him. It's not as good as zonal as what a Frost Mage can do with a Frozen Orb, Ring of Frost, Ring of Fire, 2 Blizzards, right? And a Dyed Soda. Like, you literally got the entire entree of Frost abilities and zonal abilities, where if the enemy is just chilling behind the pillar, they're still gonna tick out in damage. They're not going to be able to recover, even if they got healing. Quick Instructor to Bite. He knows that Convoke is never going to get any value, but Katarina, do you have Altar? You may not have Altar. That may be Ice Block here. Hold on a second. Your health. Oh my god, I don't think he's got Altar. He's not in a great spot. Wait, don't cast Frost. Imagine if he had a kick for that Ring of Frost. Hopefully you were tracking it. Trying to break out of that really early. What is this? Super aggressive with that block. Still trying to see if he caught out the Feral. Altar, I don't know if you used it already. Can't really tell. You are getting quite a bit of damage though. That is a wall and a Bite. I think it's over, right? The Mage, barely alive. One more Blink. One more Barrage Shield. Last second, the hardest working shield. Oh, the shifted power. That would have been amazing. Trick in the last second. Got himself another shield. Oh man, these are the hardest working prismatic barriers of my life. Into a Skull Bash, into a big Bite right through the shield. Punctures past and pops the bubble. And Birdie is going to be up next, trying to see if he can go for a flare. Both him and his bed are shielded. Nothing that the Mage can really do about it, right? He just uses a shield, the mass barrier for defensives more than anything. He can't really control that. He's like, you know, putting a shield on literally everybody. But for Love Bite, yeah, he's in a great spot right now. But Birdie trying to see if he can pick up an eye. Stunned by Love Bite. Full Feral Frenzy up and running as he got a freezing shot. Freezing shot. Wasn't that a thing before? Freezing shot instead of a freezing trap? For like a very little bit, like a patch or something in an expansion. Wasn't that a thing? I think it was a thing. Big explosive one to Bite as he's trying to see if he can back away. Aim shot to follow. Aim shots do quite a bit of damage. He does shift to the bear form to give himself a little bit more armor in order to deal with that physical damage as best as possible. Death Chakram is active, but Birdie's nowhere nearby to maximize the value of it. Trying to go for a clone on that bed. He really needs to get a line of sight with full burst. Convoke, hoping to get Convoke Bites onto the Hunter. Enough common points just for a maim. Trying to keep the pressure going. Exiled by the Hunter. As he got himself a steel trap with a sniper shot set up, Bite is able to power shift to break himself out of the CC so easily. Full stun onto Bite, maybe this will be enough. Aim shot into a rapid fire, does a bit of damage, definitely doesn't have that chunkiness of a sniper shot. He's still trying to make this happen, quite a bit of damage. Mad heal out of Bite though immediately. I think he just went for renewal and that's going to be a couple of shreds, a couple of swipes over to the Hunter before he's taken out. With Nalix as well as Batman is the last two ones left. Wait, Alex, you always ride around that thing before? Or did you pick it up recently? Because that was a Shadowlands mount from Faded season of Shadowlands, last season of Shadowlands. Very similar to the current Dragonflight season, like a Farewell season. Shadowlands has exactly the same one, and that was the mount that you could earn from doing raids. Now you can go back and buy it, which I think is cool. I think we should do more of that stuff. Freezing Arrow, so that was a thing, right? Freezing Arrow was a thing, okay. Because I was going to say, that feels like that was a button. I want to say that was a button. I have no idea. It's been a second. Oh, man. Wait, was that a thing? Was that a mop thing? Freezing Arrow? Was it a what thing? I don't even remember. Are you trying to get cooldowns on these guys? What are you trying to do? Just hanging out with the boys? Everybody's got to back up out of here. Batman trying to see if he can take down Bite. Full sub-broke burst with a stun. Convoked Burst does not trinket it. That's going to be maimed to follow. Does he have enough damage? He got himself full Feral Frenzy. Evasion up for the Rogue as he's just trying to see if he can live it. The dots are in, and that's where Bite is just going to back up out of there, letting the dot rot down the Rogue. Cloak of Shadows to follow. And for the Rogue, that's not going to feel good whatsoever. At least he doesn't have bleeds that he's going to deal with for the moment. But, man, not having a Cloak for the next set of bleeds, that's rough. I wonder if that's one of those situations where maybe a Trinket is in... Trinket is the play. That, or you just don't open up with a stun onto Bite. You wait for him to go cat form, then you Trinket, stun him, lock him down, full burst, because bursting him while in bear form, I mean, he's not going to take any damage. Bark Skin, taking the full secret technique. You just slam and eviscerates into the guy, but I mean, his health bar is going down just very slowly. You have to catch him out of bear form. Like right now would be perfect to sap him. I don't know if you had it or anything available. Sap, there we go. This is what you need. That is the opener the rogue needed. Got himself a stun. DR'd? I think it was heavily DR'd. Convoke doesn't go for the kick. Does the rogue got himself an evasion? No, you're just gonna go through full damage. As is gonna be stunned, back-to-back bursts. Batman with a cheat death doesn't do anything. He barely gets to cheat anything at all. Oh my goodness, boys. Oh man, and Alex is gonna be the last one left. So far the Pharaoh has been just absolutely dominating this one, man. That's a rough one. That's a tough one. Full stun. And Alex is gonna have to find a way to get on top of the kitty. That's gonna be immediate route. That's something he's gonna have to deal with. Patience. This is gonna be this man's virtue. He's literally gonna have to become the absolute warrior of patience. That's gonna have to be his cause in life, because feral druids are not that easy for a warrior. Because it bleeds into a full root and just backs up out of there behind the pillar. It's just gonna be reset city. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. Though the bleeds are not nearly as like. I think this is probably. I don't want to say weak bleeds, but these are not the most terrifying bleeds we've ever seen from feral druids of any expansion. I think back in Mob they had like even more scarier bleeds for PvP, right? Well, actually no, wasn't WoD where the bleeds were like the weakest? Like they were kind of okay, but you really wanted to get those bites. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Now Alex is trying to see if he can hold the fort here. Trinket is available in case he needs to. Trinkets to parry into a stun. Bite goes for Trinket of his own. As long as he can keep the Feral next to you, it goes in for the full bleed into it. Charges. If you can be very, very careful with those charges, now the Feral is going to bounce out of there. Dip it away from a, what is it, travel form into cat form. Give himself a big burst of speed. Try to stay away from Alex as best as humanly possible. But the warrior, he got a bleed on the guy. He mounted up. But unless you could find him, yeah, that's rough. You really got to make sure to like land full burst on the guy, lock him down, not let him go anywhere. Use your charges perfectly as he's trying to round the bend. And you just got to work around the power shifting, man. You have to maximize that value. Full beats out to love bite, full root to follow Stormbolt. But unless those roots break, you're not getting back over to the guy. Look at this bleeds. Okay, no, never mind. You know what? I take it back. These bleeds are actually looking kind of juicy, kind of beefy. I think you really need the swarm to buff him further, but these are decent enough bleeds either way, though. For this man, Convoke in the... I mean, if you can go for yet another big old Convoke into a stun root and then reset. As long as Alex actually has bleeds constantly ticking down on him, as long as second wind does not give him a full recovery. He's trying to see if he can force love bite on him right now by sitting down going for food. Convoke the spirits. Got him some big bites. It's not enough. Maim, is it just over? It's not just over, right? Into a stun. Alex needs anything you got to heal. I think that was a heal. But it's 69% damage, but he wasn't going to be able to do anything. That's actually, holy, just a cool, clean sweep by the Feral Druid. Well, there it is. You know, how everybody said, you know, Ferals are kind of, I've been here for a while, like season 3, season 4, like, man, Feral kind of sucks. Does it though? If anything, it's a pretty good 1v1 spec. Tell you what, if you play it correctly, no one can stop you.